we have our first ever guest from Nashville. And that was a thing, KP, because were we going to include Nashville in our Metro East Sports podcast rankings?
Absolutely.
For football and basketball, and we had never done it before.
Right.
But we had to do it. We had to do basketball because the basketball is so good in Nashville, and people were telling us we had to include Nashville in our rankings. So I can't wait to talk Nashville basketball. Stote, are you a golfer?
I play golf.
You ever played at Oak Brook?
I have, yeah.
Located northeast of Edwardsville, Oak Brook Golf Club is a family-owned 27-hole public golf facility, and their goal is to offer the highest quality golf experience for a reasonable fee. Oak Brook is consistently recognized for awards such as Friendliest Staff, Best Course to Host a Fundraiser, and Best Senior Scramble in the bi-state area. From fundraisers to leagues to instruction to an afternoon out on the links by yourself or with your friends, the Brook wants to win your business. I've personally played and hosted multiple golf scrambles there. I've lost thousands of balls there, and I promise you, Mike Surrey and his staff are the best. To book your next tee time or to start organizing your next fundraising scramble, give them a call at 656-5600 or check them out online at oakbrookgc.com. Okay, Coach Stote Reeder, welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You and I go way back.
Way back.
Tennis coaching.
Tennis coaching.
How many years did you coach tennis at Jerseyville?
10 years.
So you and Ty Locks, both former tennis coaches.
That's right.
There's a theme there, KP. A lot of good basketball coaches.
That's why I'm coaching tennis with you now, Coach.
Got their start as tennis coaching.
It even says on my Hall of Fame plaque at Eureka College that I was a 2-year tennis letterman.
You were?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I didn't realize you were a tennis player.
I got convinced to play my sophomore year by the coach who was he was a government professor. He had a hook for a hand.
Okay.
But his left hand was really good with a tennis racket.
No kidding.
So his hook could throw that ball up, and he could serve it. And
Wow.
he talked me into playing my sophomore and junior year.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of similarities in the footwork. If you can move.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We talked about that today at practice. If you can move on the basketball court, you can move on the tennis court as well. All right, and you brought with you Maddox Ritzel. Good to see you, Maddox.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming. Mm-hmm. Max Reeder. Good to see you, Max.
Good to see you.
And Gannon Turner. Good to see you, Gannon.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
All right, you guys, thanks a lot for making the trip from Nashville. I really appreciate it. But basketball is a big deal in Nashville. How would you describe it?
Ooh, Maddox and Gannon are going to have maybe a different perspective, but coming from Jerseyville, for 17 years at Jerseyville to coming to Nashville, I think the best way I can describe it is when, Leif Lorton. His son plays a lot of tennis.
He does.
When Leif and some other guys came to watch our game against Weber this year, it was our senior night. They brought a bunch of their kids who are all younger than 8th grade, like 8th grade or younger, I should say. They were just like, they asked my youngest son, Ty, is this how it always is? Like, there are 3,000 people in the gym. It's different in Nashville. And it's different in a great way. Everybody cares about it. It means everything to everybody. We have 900 sold out season tickets every year. And then we have bleachers up top. When we go on the road, fans come and watch us. The modern day tournament, we sell out pre-sale tickets. We sell out for the modern day tournament just for pool play. Wow. And when I ask these guys to make 10,000 shots in the summer, they don't question it. They do it. Basketball is special in Nashville.
Coach, it's the Mecca there, Coach. That's why I said we had to get him on our Metro East Sports podcast.
So I went to Jim Stein's funeral. Jim Stein was the grandfather of Colton Hume, who played on my tennis team, and that was a sad occasion. I think that was maybe 3 years ago. I feel like Colton was a senior, end of his junior year, and I don't think I'd ever been to Nashville before because there's no tennis in Nashville. So as a kid, and even as an adult, I'm coaching tennis, and so I hadn't been to Nashville. So I go to Nashville, loved it, thought it was super cool. But the other thing I noticed was all the signage for all the high school kids for all the sports, not just basketball. Now I knew basketball was a big deal there, but they had pictures of golfers. they had pictures of football. Everybody was in the fall, and so they had all the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, man, this town is really into this school, and I thought that was super cool.
It is, and that's what I was going to say. Also, it's not just basketball. It's the band, the FFA, it's everything. Every girl sport, every boy sport, we're good at everything. I remember Gannon's dad is our superintendent, and my first day working at the school, we had our first teachers meeting in, I guess it was fall of 22, and he handed out these little pads of sticky notes. It had the Hornet logo on it, and it says Nashville High School, we don't suck at stuff. Like, we're good at everything. We take pride in being good at everything, but our kids they work so hard, and they take pride in it. Their parents take pride in it. The whole community does. The support that these kids get, and even me as a coach, the support that we all get, it's pretty special.
How many years have you been there now?
This was number 4.
Year number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And are you a teacher?
Yeah, I teach geometry and algebra.
You're working hard.
Yeah.
How many kids are in the school?
Oh, we got about 350, 360, somewhere in there.
Okay.
It's dropped significantly over the last 2 decades.
It has.
Mm-hmm.
Do you cut?
We have not had to cut anybody, no.
So every kid who wants to play hoops has been able to
so
play.
far.
That's cool.
So
Good.
far, yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk to the kids. Maddox, congratulations on a great year. How would you describe it?
I would describe it just a lot of hard work that paid off just over in the summers with working with my brother and
What specifically did you work on with him?
Just understanding the right way to play the game, because he's always like 5 years older than me, and then seeing him go through high school and how dedicated basketball is there, just learning the right way to play, and then him going to college, learning the pace, and then him perfecting my craft and anything that you can work towards to get better at the game. He just leveled me up better as a player. So
16, you averaged 16 points a game this year.
No. Those stats are wrong.
How many do you
He was 23.7.
Take it up with Max Preps, man. All I can do is – so he actually averaged 23.7, not 16 points a game. So averaged 23 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
Just you describe his game.
Oh, man, he's 4 levels. If there actually is a 4th level of scoring, he could do it. He shot 40% from 3 this year. He shot 66% from 2. If you guard him with a guard, he's going to score in the post. So much of his points came in the paint, but some were with his back to the basket. Others were driving past people. He was a matchup nightmare. But I think Max and Gannon would probably say he's also a tremendous teammate. He didn't force anything. He scored almost 24 points a game. He set every scoring record there is in Nashville history. Career scoring with 21.86. Season this year with 805. And he scored 45 points in a game, breaking his own record that he set in his sophomore year. But if these guys were open for a better shot than he'd have, they were getting the ball. One of our losses this year was at Carterville. We lost 75-73. It was a crazy game. We didn't guard all that well. We had the ball with 3 seconds left after they had just made a crazy shot to take the lead. We had 3.1 seconds, length of the floor to go. Cassidy Linke makes an incredible baseball pass down to Maddox, who catches it right around the elbow. And Maddox had 3. He had time. He could have made the play for himself, but Max was wide open on the left wing, and Maddox threw it to him. That's the kind of player Maddox is. Ball didn't go in. It's not always going to go in, right? And it was disappointing that it didn't go in. But 10 times out of 10, he makes the right play.
And you were okay with him making that pass? You weren't like, dude, shoot the ball.
No, I was absolutely okay with it. He trusts these guys. They trusted him. And that's kind of, his sophomore and his junior year, he was, he scored 20 a game all 3 of his years as a varsity player. But you never felt the trust between him and his teammates until this year. And he was always younger than, playing with older guys. When he was a sophomore, playing with seniors and juniors, and last year playing with seniors. And not that they didn't get along. They got along great, just like they did this year. It was just different this year, the trust and the that he had in them and they had in him.
Coach, a former Nashville coach, Coach Lee, had nothing but great things to say about Maddox this year. So
I'm
Coach
sure.
Lee was his biggest fan.
Yeah, he actually came to one of our games this year. It was pretty cool to have him there.
I talked to him.
Yeah.
All right, Max Reeder, 31-3. You guys win the MESPY for Small School Team of the Year. What will you remember from this amazing season?
Well, really just like how everybody accepted me as one of their own once we moved. That was really awesome for me because coming from Jerseyville.
So were you in 8th grade then? Is that right?
I was going to be a freshman. When we
Okay.
moved.
So going into your freshman year. So
And-
you had to have been nervous, right?
Oh, I was terrified. We had how many days? It was like
7.
7 days from when he got the job to when we actually
Started
school.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know anybody.
And part of you must have been like, oh man, I was doing great in Jerseyville. I don't want to leave Jerseyville.
Yeah, that was.
And so then you land, and then you're like, what is this going to be like? And everybody was just cool.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Good for you. Credit you guys for accepting him.
These were actually the first 2 people I met at Nashville.
Cool. That's great. And do you remember when you met him? Remember the exact moment?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Gannon, what will you remember from this season?
I think the biggest thing that I'll remember and miss is the chemistry that we all had on the court and off the court. I mean, we were best friends on the court, best friends at practice, and best friends off the court. We hung out all the time and were good friends. So it was more than just on the basketball court being teammates, but we were being good friends outside, and I think that really helped us develop chemistry on the court and play better.
And you two guys were 2 of the leaders on the team in assists. So these guys played an important role on this team this year, all 3 of these guys. And they're going to be tough to replace next year, right?
Yeah, luckily we have Gannon back. Gannon's a junior.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I see that. Sorry.
Yeah, replacing Max and Maddox, we also lost Blake Brooks and Tice Rainberg, and then Gavin Berkner and Gage Lanham. Tice, Max, Maddox, Gannon were all starters. Blake came off the bench for us. 4 of our top 8, we played 8 very regularly. 15-plus minutes per game for all of them. 30 however many for Maddox. But it's going to be really hard to replace them all, but we have great young talent coming.
You think?
Oh, yes. Yes. That got to watch what the sacrifices and the chemistry that Gannon talked about that these guys made to be winners. And we won 25 games in a row. We won 31 games overall. The season got cut shorter than we wanted it to, but it was what these guys taught to the younger guys, the way that they showed how to lead, how to play together, how to have that chemistry that Gannon talked about. It's invaluable. And we've got Brenton Boltman, who came off the bench for us, who's a sophomore, 4 juniors that played a lot. And then we've got a very, very talented freshman class that's going to be – we had 2 of them on the varsity that got to be a part of the practices and be on the bench for the games. What these guys taught those guys, if we win another 31 next year, or if we make a run to a longer postseason run next year, these 2 guys right here plus their other senior teammates have a big root in that because of what they did this year.
I got a bunch more. I have lots more questions, but first, whether you're an athlete or a parent, it takes the right equipment to play your best. At Play It Again Sports Edwardsville, you can trade in your used gear for cash or trade up to something you like better right now. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands. Hockey, baseball, softball, pickleball, tennis, wrestling, exercise equipment, golf, you name it. Everybody is gearing up for the summer sports there at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville. And remember, they do custom uniforms and apparel for all sports and all sports teams. Go see Dan Brynjolfsson at Play It Again Sports Edwardsville and tell him I sent you. All right. What happened against Westland? Because I studied all the scores. Mm-hmm. We voted. We were comprehensive. Every other week, we voted small schools, large schools. We did boys one week, girls the next week. So we followed your results. Mm-hmm. And that was a result that kept Westland hanging in our top 10 as a dangerous team, and one I just kept going back to and saying, was this an anomaly? I wasn't there. I didn't see the game. What was the script for that? Because it was kind of an uncharacteristic, if not shocking, loss for you guys.
I don't know if I feel the same. Westland was very good. They were 5 deep. They didn't have any bench. At the Westland tournament, it was at their place. that was 4 teams, us, Columbia, Westland, Mater Dei, who were all in the top 25 preseason polls.
Okay.
I thought we were the best team, and I'm sure Mater Dei, Columbia, and Westland all thought they were the best team coming into that. Westland played incredibly well that game, but Westland was a great team, I thought. What was it, 16-2? Is that how they started?
Yeah.
We were down 16-2 to start that game. I was still in the mix of figuring out how to play this deep lineup we had. Every year you start a year, trying to figure out your rotations, see who's going to play well in what situations and things like that. We played terrible to start that game. Westland played awesome. We had the lead before halftime, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then they went on like another 8-0 run or something to start the half. Then we took the lead in the fourth quarter. And then another little – it was just a game of spurts where we just didn't play. I'm not going to say they beat us. They flat did beat us that day. But they had 2 kids that we didn't know very much about because they didn't play a whole lot the year before. One of them we did. The Zerlini boy had a great game. He ended up with 12 points, hit 3 threes. He was a kid we didn't guard the year before. We didn't think he could shoot very well. He shot it great that game. And then I can't remember the other boy's name. What was his name?
Eli Wellen.
Yeah, Eli Wellen played in a fantastic game. He had 19 points in that game. And when Gavin Rahm, who I think was the second best player in the South behind this one, when he gets 19 and 12 from 2 of his teammates, Westland's going to win a lot of games.
Well, they wound up our rankings at number 9.
Yeah.
But, there were a lot of good teams in there.
They had some curious losses throughout the year, Westland did.
They did. I guess if kids get in foul trouble or their lack of depth gets
they
exposed.
They could not handle foul trouble, couldn't handle injuries. They could none of that. Things had to go well for them with their personnel. But we were pretty sure that's who we were going to see in the regional championship, and Pinckneyville played an incredible game to beat them in the regional semis. And, part of us wanted to play Westland for 2 reasons. One, we wouldn't have to play a true road game in the regional championship. And 2, we could maybe try to avenge the loss that we had, back in November. And then because we were also looking ahead to Carterville in the sectional, that's the other loss we wanted to avenge. And but neither of those games ended up happening, and we were able to beat Pinckneyville in the regional championship for a 3rd time this year, which the Nashville-Pinckneyville rival is very
insane.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
It's a big one.
That's your biggest rival.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea.
And to beat them in a regional title on their floor, they were a 20-win team. And especially when the way we had to survive the DuQuoin game right before that.
DuQuoin by 2 points, 48-46.
Yeah.
So
they threw in a 3. It was really 5. They threw in a 3 that didn't matter at the end, but. We had beaten them 32 and 28, I think, or something like that. You got the scores.
You beat them 73-49 just about 10 days.
10 days.
10 days before that. So
and that was a team, that DuQuoin team. They had wins over Benton. They had wins over Pinckneyville. That was a good team that we had to play really well to beat them as badly as we beat them. And they had us down 12 in the fourth quarter, or in the third quarter, excuse me.
Wow. Yeah.
And these seniors were like, we can't end our career on this game, right? And we had some kids make some big shots. That one right over there, Gannon made a couple big ones. And then Maddox, we ran a zone play. They were playing zone. We ran a zone play that's for a 3. It's on a skip pass for a 3 that we usually run from Max or Palmer Rankin. And I called double Maddox, and Maddox double took at me. He goes, "You mean for me?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "I made a 3 all game, And he rattled that sucker in, and it was a huge shot that really took a lot of weight off of him. You could see it kind of fall off of him. And we kind of pulled away in that one finally. But, yeah, it was going back to your question about Westland, though, that Westland team has Gavin Rahm is a tremendous player. They had great shooting around him. And in the Westland tournament, Coach Brady could correct me if I'm wrong, if he sees me, they shot, as a team, they shot over 50% from 3 in those 3 games in that tournament. And they won it. Because
That's tough to beat.
They played better than everybody else in that tournament. And we got off to a terrible start, and it's hard, even though we did come back and take the lead, if we don't have that 16-2 start, it might have been different.
3rd game of the year, like you said, you were just figuring out your lineup. So that was the style this year, was to play a deep bench for you.
Yeah. We were very deep. We had the same 5 starters all year, but we finished with 5 different guys, it seemed like, every game. there were games that Max or Gannon didn't finish the game. As they were starters, but they didn't finish it because our 3 bench guys, Blake Brooks, Palmer Rankin, and Brenton Boltman, are 3 really, really good players that would start for a lot of teams in our conference and in our area. And they came off the bench. They accepted the role. They embraced the role, and they were awesome in the role. Palmer was all tournament in our midwinter tournament off the bench. He made a couple shots to help us win the Modern Day tournament in the fourth quarter. But then there's also games that Max and Gannon finished, and those bench guys stayed on the bench. Just everybody accepted it. What Gannon said about our chemistry, I said it all year. It was our chemistry and depth, along with having the best player on the floor, got us to 31 wins this year.
Last game against Benton, what will you guys remember about that one? Tough loss, double overtime, sectional semifinal.
It was just a really hard loss, especially in our own gym. I mean, that's probably a game I'll never forget. They definitely had a script going in the game, and they executed it perfectly with holding the ball and just hitting. I feel like they just hit every shot. Like, we'd score, but then they'd score right back in like 2.5 minutes every time, I felt like. I mean,
it was kind of weird that there was a shot clock all year, and then there's no shot clock in the playoffs. They have to add a shot clock.
It's in next year. Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why they would have it during the regular season and not in the playoffs. That was just their trial. That was how they integrated it this year, was having it in the regular season but not the postseason.
For us, it was shootouts and tournaments. I know the Southwest
Conference we had it.
And the Mississippi
yeah.
Valley used it, but we didn't use it other than shootouts and tournaments. And our JV and freshmen used it.
Because I was surprised.
You could use it if the other, like if it was non-conference, if the other coach would agree to it.
Yeah.
Now, our motto was, since we weren't going to have it in the postseason, we did not want to use the shot clock.
I was surprised when I went to the playoffs, the Alton-Edwardsville game. I was surprised that there was no shot clock and the way Edwardsville slowed it down. I expected to see a shot clock because I had seen it previously during the season.
You saw it in the conference games, right?
Yes. So I thought it was normal. I thought it was going to be in the playoffs. I didn't realize that it wasn't going to be in the playoffs.
Next year it starts.
Next year it's for everything.
Yes, sir.
What do you guys want to say about that?
Well, I'll never forget the heartbreak, obviously. Just like realizing it's over and not being able to put on the jersey again. But, I mean, the whole year, once we figured out that we had the sectional, it was get back to Assembly Hall, get back to Nashville. And honestly, that was just a really good feeling to get back there, even though we lost, unfortunately. But I think we played them good, and they played us really good. So,
yeah, that game for me, I just I don't know. It's just when the final horn went and we actually lost. I mean, it was our first loss in 3 months or whatever. It almost just didn't seem real. I was like, we actually just lost and our season was over. I just remember kind of thinking about kind of replaying the season in my head, just how many things I was going to miss about it, and I couldn't believe it was actually over.
And luckily for you, you get one more season.
I do get one more year, which is exciting. I'm excited to get a little bit of revenge, but I know for these guys it was over, and that not being able to play with them again hurts, but got to look forward to next season.
And it sounds like you're going to have, like you said, you have talent coming back. So, So good for you.
Yeah, we are. But back to that Benton game, the shot clock came 1 year too late. Like, Benton's game plan was executed perfectly. Our game plan, we knew it was coming. We knew, we'd beaten them by 32 and we'd beaten them by 20 in the 2 games we'd played them in conference. And we knew they were going to have to play that way in order to stay in the game. We came out and played a great first quarter, had an 8-point lead. And then mid-second quarter, Maddox hit a 3 at the top of the key to put us up 20-12. And I can remember going through my mind right there. Okay, we've already had to guard all these 2-minute possessions. Do we just back off and let them hold it? We're up 8. We're up 3 possessions. And I thought, you know what? That's not who we are. That's not how we played all year. That's not why we've won 25 in a row. We're 3 possessions away from blowing this thing wide open and making Benton not believe anymore. And at that point, Benton had a kid make a 3 that was pretty highly contested, and then Nolan Schaefer made a drive. I'm not going to say it was a crazy shot, but it wasn't an easy shot. And at the same time, they got stops. And then it became this game of we play fast, they're going to play slow. we guarded 7 2+ minute possessions in the second half. Like, every time we got the ball, it doesn't matter how good you are. Every time you have the ball, when you know you're going to have to turn around and go guard for 2 more minutes, it makes that possession feel that much more pressure. I know that's how they felt. We've got to make – Max passed up on 2 what I thought threes he should have taken, and he probably made the right choice not taking them because possessions were so valuable at that time. And he's told me this. Why would I take it when we've got Maddox Ritzel that he needs to take those shots when possessions are so valuable? And, we took the lead 30-28 with 30 seconds left. And the Porter boy from Benton made a tough shot next to the rim, and we didn't score. And then in the overtime, we had a chance to win it then too. Didn't get it done. But when we tied the game at 39, tied the game at 39 with 30 seconds left. I thought right there we get that stop, triple overtime's ours because they were out of gas. And I'm just telling you, Benton had 2 kids play the game of their life in that game, and hats off to them. We didn't suck, we didn't play terribly. We didn't play our best, but we didn't play bad. Benton played awesome, and then they went out and won the sectional on Friday. So it's still very painful. It's very painful to lose your own kid and to lose the seniors that you lose every year. So that pain's going to stick with me for a long time. I'm really excited about Gannon and his teammates coming back. But yeah, that Benton loss is going to stick with me till I'm
Forever.
Either 6 foot under or cremated, whichever it is.
Yeah, you won't forget it. All right, different role for you next year. Like, you're not going to be the junior on the team. You're going to be a senior, and is that going to feel different for you next year?
Yeah, I think it'll feel different for sure, but I'm ready to embrace it and try to be the leader that these guys were and create that same sort of atmosphere that we had this year. And it'll be hard to duplicate, but each team kind of has their own identity and their own atmosphere at practice and games, so we just got to find what that is and use it to our advantage like we did this year.
Playing for your dad? Was it everybody asked you what's it like playing for your dad? So I'll be the latest to ask you, what's it like playing for your dad?
I liked it personally. Like, some people think you only play because your dad's the coach, whatever. I never heard any of that, but I'm sure it's true somewhere, but I know it's not true here.
Tough.
It has its ups and downs, but like, I personally enjoyed playing for him.
We've had a lot of dad son. We had Ty and Isaiah, the Locks is on here last week. I think it was last week. From your perspective.
Well, I just had a Facebook memory come up of Max and Isaiah shooting in Bethalto's gym at a Locks Elite training. They get old pretty fast.
Yeah.
But like, I even think about losing. Like, Max told the story when he started when we moved, he was really terrified. He was, and Maddox and Gannon were the first 2 kids he met. But that first day of school, I'll never forget Mr. Bagando, our principal, we're going to miss dearly. He's leaving us. He sent me a text during lunch, said, "You still worried about Max?" I said, "Heck yes, I am. I'm really worried about him." And he sends me a picture, and he's at lunch, and Maddox is on one side of him, Tice Rainberg's on the other, Blake Brooks and Lucas Dunn and Colby Sidmeyer across the table. The kids that he's going to be friends with for the rest of his life took him in right then. So it's not just I'm not just losing my son, but I'm losing some seniors that feel like they've been my son for the last 4 years. I've probably spent more time with them than I have my other son and my daughter. Each senior class you lose is heartbreaking. But
this is the first class that you've had them for 4 years.
Yes, my first 4-year class at Nashville. When I got here, they bought into everything that I wanted to do. Maddox was a varsity player right off the bat. He played big minutes for us. As a matter of fact, we beat Breeze Central in the NIT championship his freshman year. He had 10 points in that game. We would not have beaten, and Central was number 1 in the state at the time. We wouldn't have beat him without Maddox as a freshman. And I said this at the banquet the other night too. A lot of times kids go through, like these 2. They had a freshman coach, they had a JV coach, sophomore coach sometimes. Maddox had to hear me, good or bad. He had to hear me for 4 years. He was stuck with me at practice every day for 4 years. I wasn't the easiest guy on him. I held him accountable as much as I could. I gave him freedom. I feel like I tried to compliment him as much as I could, but I was very hard on him as well. There was our Warrensburg game this year. The whole gym heard what I had to say to Maddox.
What'd you say? Let me ask him. What'd he say? Give me the G-rated version.
I didn't really like a call. I said something to the ref. That was the first part, and then a couple plays later, I said something to a player, and then ref almost teed me up, and then he yelled across the room.
What'd he say?
Court. I honestly don't remember.
I don't really remember word for word. I did not cuss because it was
Yeah.
he was across the court taking the ball outside out. But my favorite part is we've got season tickets, and it was right across, and his mom and dad are in those seats, and that's where their season tickets are, right behind where he was taking that side out. And his dad was over like yeah, he was like rooting for me. Like, yeah, Maddox, get your stuff together.
So you were telling him to shut up, basically.
Basically. Yeah. And he had 31 in that game against number 7 ranked Warrensburg, and we beat him. But that, just like I said, it's like, this kid has had to deal with me. He didn't really get to deal with Coach O'Rear or Coach Carson, or, it was always me. And that's a hard thing to do for a kid in high school for 4 years, whereas Max and Gannon both got to get coached by other guys as they went through the program, and Maddox handled it so well. And I feel like we've got a great relationship because of it. Not to say that I don't with these two also, because I do, but this one's a special one because, first 4-year class, the whole class. I mean, I just love those kids like they're my own.
Well, I think when you have a kid who plays 4 years of varsity, you spend a lot more time with that kid, at least, in the program. Obviously, you spent the most time with your son outside of the program.
Yeah.
All right. How would you describe – see, you guys are seniors now, so you can say whatever you want to because you're done. You still got to live with this guy. Hopefully he's going to pay for your college. But how would you describe playing for Coach Reeder?
I'd say electric. Our practices are pretty intense. It's just nonstop go. We're always going up and down, competing for each other's spots, just going right at each other. And he's always he likes to play music in the background to get us all talking. And it's just always a loud gym, and he brings a lot of energy to it.
You play music while they're competing?
Sometimes, yeah, because we play in some loud gyms, so we crank the music in there. So, in my opinion, communication on the basketball court is the most important thing. They've got to talk on defense. They got to talk to each other. We call out every cut we make. We call out their names when we pass to them. We got to talk switches and screens and things like that. So the louder I can make the gym, the louder they have to talk, and it also brings a little bit of fun energy to the gym too. Sometimes play a little rap music, or sometimes I'll play some Hall & Oates because I like that, or Michael Jackson. Sam Bloomhorse loved to Kickstart My Heart when I play that, or some Red Hot Chili Peppers. I found out Max likes them because he had to listen to me listen to them all through growing up. But I found out Maddox likes Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot too, and Gannon's an old soul also. He likes these things. So, yeah, and really, I got to give credit to Coach Malavi, our baseball coach, who is one of the best baseball coaches in the land. I coached for him a couple of years ago. I was his JV coach, and he's this hard, Nashville-born Polish guy that doesn't take any crap, and all of a sudden we're starting practice. He's got music playing over the PA. I'm like, oh, Coach Mal, you're playing. I thought I need to do a little bit of that, lighten things up just a little bit too, because we are intense.
Good stuff, man. What's the next step for you?
I loved playing for him. He always pushes us to never take a play off and always do whatever you do as hard as you possibly can. And I know we're not 31-3 without him this year.
What's the next step for you, though? What are you going to do next year?
I'm going to college, play basketball.
Where?
Webster University.
Okay, very good. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Next step for you?
I still am undecided.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'll probably pick here in like a week or two. So.
All right. You want to say who some of your options are at this point?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
No, I can. Illinois College, that's where my brother played. Lake Forest up in Chicago. Kaskaskia for like a JUCO option. UIndy's reached out to me. Eastern Illinois reached out to me. I know Drury's coach in Missouri, he's like said he's wanted me, or like talked to my AU coach and has talked about me, which I grew up playing with who coaches there, his son. So that was definitely a lot of help. And that's about it, I'd say. I've had others reach out, but that's about it.
Okay.
I'll say this: 5 years ago, Maddox would have been signed in November, but with the landscape of college basketball now, the high school kids are getting hurt pretty bad. You know, they're able to take any player out of the portal at any time, at any age. I mean, now they're taking them out of the G League and stuff like that. It's just
Right.
they're ruining college basketball a little bit, but they're really killing the high school kids. Maddox is at worst a Division II player that is still waiting. And I'm hoping a college coach is listening to this podcast because I think it's crazy he's not signed right now. And I think, wherever he goes, they're going to get a great player. And I'm really proud of Max, too, with his decision to go on to play at Webster. One of my former players at Jerseyville, Cody Bradfish, is one of the assistants there. He played for Coach Bunch. When Cody played there, I thought, man, if any of my kids could ever play for Coach Bunch, that would make me really happy, really proud. And now Max is living it, so I'm super excited for that.
That is cool. Super cool. All right, KP, you got any questions for the Hornets before they get out of here?
Absolutely not. I appreciate you guys coming, and we're going to have to come next year and do a game on site, Coach.
Yeah, we'll do a podcast.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
What's the game that we should come to?
Well,
Pinckneyville?
Pinckneyville game is going to be the big atmosphere. Benton's become a real good rivalry for us.
How far is Pinckney? I associate Pinckneyville with being right next to Murphy.
It's 19 miles south of Nashville, so it's
Yep.
closer to Nashville than it is to Murphy, but it's on the way to Murphy. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the game we got to check out next year, KP.
For
And
sure.
we do, and we play Murfreesboro next year too. We play them. They're on the schedule. We play Staunton coming out of the. We're at Staunton next year, coming out of the Thanksgiving
Well,
tournament.
Coach
That's the
Murphy
one
and
we
I
got.
go way back, Coach.
Do you really?
When he was assistant up at Sacred Heart or whatever
Uh-huh.
and that's where Rennie Clemens went back
Right.
in the day. We went up to
Springfield Calvary.
Calvary.
Yeah.
Yep. We went up there to do games for when he had Drew was his head coach.
Uh-huh.
That was a crazy deal.
Maybe we should go to that Staunton game. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be
That'll be a
that'll be a
battle.
packed house. I think
That's going to be a big one.
Staunton. I ended up went and scout Staunton at the end of the year. Just they played on a Thursday night. I thought this is a possible super sectional opponent.
Because you never
If we're-
played them.
No. And if we're lucky enough to get there, and so are they, it'd be nice to see them live.
That would have been a heck of a game.
And that place, it was hot. It was loud. They had a big crowd, so it's going to be a great atmosphere for Gannon and his guys to come walking into.
Well, you guys wound up the season ranked number 1 in our small school polls, and they wound up number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think you guys will be 2 of the teams that we expect to be highly ranked going into the season next year. So, when do you play them? Do you know?
It's the Friday after. It's the first Friday of December.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty early.
And I'm going to give Gannon a little. We've already got some locker room material because I listened to the podcast last week.
Okay.
And he named Staunton the preseason number 1 next year, Gannon.
Yeah. Well, that's because you graduated these guys. I think Staunton.
Coach, just remember, I wasn't part of it.
I think they're going to be preseason number 1. What do you think?
I'm pleading the fifth.
All right, let's let the boys have some shout outs so that they can shout out to their girlfriends and their favorite teachers.
Maddox, you're the main man.
You go first.
Definitely first shout out my family. Couldn't be there without him, especially and him, Coach Reeder, made me the man who I am today on the court. And who's made me the man is my brother, who's really pushed me, especially with him getting the college experience, make my game where it is today. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, actually, and friends for always believing in me and pushing me to be the best.
Yeah, I got the same way with my mom. Big shout out to her. If me and Dad aren't getting along, bad practice or bad game, she's got to play good cop. And like I said in the beginning, big shout out to my friends and everybody for accepting me as one of their own.
Cool.
Yeah, my family first and foremost, and my brother. During the postseason run, he played and was part of the 22 state champion team. So he was getting all fired up and sending me paragraphs before every game. So that was helpful. I liked reading those. And then all my friends that support me and my family. So
Cool.
Gannon really played that down. His brother was an all-stater on the state championship team in 22. He was a heck of a player.
Cool. That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, congratulations, MESPY winners for Small School Team of the Year.
Thank you.
You got any shout-outs, Coach? Wife?
Oh, yeah. I mean, what Max said is that without Dawn, none of this is possible. She takes care of everything. My mind's always on basketball, especially in the season. She thinks of these kids as her surrogate kids as well. We sat in the sectional championship game in our gym to watching Carterville and Benton play, and she was crying up in the stands. She was so it was so painful that we weren't in it. Couldn't do it without her. She's the best. As you guys know, you guys coach, you have to have that rock at home. I do also have a question. Is there a budding rivalry between podcasts here with the new Green Grass and Six podcast? Have you heard this one?
Is that Leif?
Yeah, that's Leif.
Oh, we're nowhere close to Leif's. We're not nowhere close to Leif's level.
I told him I was coming on this. I said I've not yet been a guest on that, and they do that podcast out of my old house. Dave Dwyer bought my house.
I love that podcast.
They do that podcast out of my house that he bought from me, and I've yet to be a guest on it.
I've only heard the episode where they were drawing duck blinds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like they're
the Georgia boys. Yeah.
They're drawing duck blinds. I'm like, you felt like you're sitting around the table with these guys having a bush latte.
That's right.
It was like wow.
Oh,
yeah,
there's something.
love Leif. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
They got the great setup there at Calhoun.
Yes.
Because they've got the fairgrounds right next to the football
field.
So did you guys play football? Any of you guys play football?
I did for the first 2 years, and then I got injured and I quit. So,
and he's on the team.
You're still playing football. What position do you play? Wide receiver. Okay, football is a big deal there too, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I need to go. I want to check out a football
really
game
good.
there too. All right, you guys. Well, thanks so much for coming by. Anything else, KP?
No, thank you guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
you guys.
Good to
All
see
right.
you guys.
Thank you all for listening to the Metro Esports Podcast presented by Little Caesars Pizza, and big thanks to guests Mike Baxter for talking track, Tim Lehman and Rod Taylor, basketball officials, and from Nashville, Coach Stote Reeder, Maddox Ritzel, Max Reeder, and Gannon Turner, and for partners, Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Keller Williams Marquee, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oak Brook Golf Club, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning, and Play It Again Sports Edwardsville, and for my teammates, Diego Solares, Kevin Paulo, Luke Slemmer, and Sophia Jacoby. Thank you for listening to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East.